Hello everyone. Welcome everybody for today's session. Now I can see your messages. Good afternoon, Bernarda. Good afternoon, all of you. I'm so happy to have you here. Well, as many of you know, my name is Sandra Alvarado. Please use the chat and use your emojis to say hi and tell us where are you joining from. Hello, hello. I see some claps over there. Where are you joining from? Hello, Leslie. Leslie from Peru. What city in Peru, Leslie? Lima. Very good. Hi, Bernarda. Hello, Rosemary Lima. Very good. It's great too. Huacho. Hello, Maria del Pilar. Good. Very good. Okay, um, so today's presentation is, well, not about the book Smart Players. Instead, this is an academic webinar where we're going to talk about some materials, some activities we can do with our material. We're going to focus on grammar and vocabulary and how to turn these into real communication. For that, we have a special guest today. And for that, we're going to welcome Myriam Monterrubio. Let's give her a big round of emoji applause. Okay, so hi, Myriam. How are you today?
Hello, I'm very happy to be here with you. I'm very honored to be here with you.
Oh, that's so great. So, Myriam, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm just looking at you. I'm not able to write to all of you, but I will be communicating with you through the chat, okay? So don't fall asleep and do pay attention because I'm going to make lots of questions, okay? So I'm going to share my screen and let's see if it all works, okay? Are you looking at my screen? Can you see?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, now we're talking. Very good. So today, as Sandra was saying, we're going to go beyond a book. Okay, we're going to go a little bit further. But before, I I really want to introduce myself, okay? So, my name is Myriam Monterrubio. I've been a teacher for many years now, 40 something years. I started when I was very little. and, uh, and I've been a teacher for teachers and for little kids and for everybody. I've been traveling worldwide. As you can see, I've been to Peru, I went to Lima, I went to Puno a long time ago. And and then I went to lots of places in South America and Egypt, Spain, everywhere. So I've been everywhere training teachers. I am author of six wonderful series for pre-primary, and now I am co-authoring Smart Players. So it is a pleasure to be here with you. So I have two questions for you. The first question is, why do we teach English? So I would, if you can just write down on the chat, you know, the reasons why we are all English teachers, because all of us are here, we're English teachers, right? So, well, something that I forgot to mention is that I am from Mexico, but I live in Spain. And here at this very moment, it's 11 o'clock p.m. So for me, it's a little bit late, but I am so happy to be sharing the afternoon with you, right? So tell me, don't be afraid. And if you want to do it in Spanish, you can do it in Spanish, you can do it in English, you can write whatever you want on the chat. So why do we teach English? Why are you English teachers? I mean, when you are in front of your group, why is it that you teach English? What would be the reasons why we teach English? Um, to help people learn this language. Thank you, Alicia. Yes, very good. What else? Tell me what else. So, to help people learn this language, and for example, us, we are not native speakers. So, when we learned English, What happened when we learned English? Why did we want to learn English? I think that I remember that when I was a kid, I always wanted to become an English teacher, not a Spanish teacher, not a mathematics teacher. I always wanted to become an English teacher. I didn't know how to speak English, but every time that I was playing with my dolls, I would just, like speak like this, like, hola, ¿cómo están? Y por eso ustedes son mis alumnas. And of course, I thought that I was speaking English, right? So for me, as Elisa was saying, is to something that happened to me is when I started listening to the language, I fell in love with the language, and that's why I wanted my to teach that language. Learning another language is a way to know others' culture. Exactly, Vanessa. Connecting the world expands your horizons. Very good. So this is something so there is an intention. I want my students to learn new cultures, to expand their ideas, to know music. Very good. So this is exactly why we are English teachers. It's not that we want to teach the verb to be, right? So there is an intention. There is a purpose of teaching English. Yeah, I knew that it was new, so don't worry. What my other question would be, how do we effectively teach it? Because there can be, there are lots of English teachers, but there are efficient English teachers, and there are teachers who just teach the language and teach vocabulary words, and that's it, right? So how do we effectively teach the language? I do think that every time that we are in front of a group that is new to the language, it doesn't matter how old they are, because we can start with the very young kids, when they are 3 years old and 4 years old, or maybe we can start for the very first time for teenagers or even for adults. uh, my mother spoke my second language was French, and my mother wanted to learn English, and she started learning English when she was 70 years old. And one of my sisters was her teacher. Anyway, so the first thing that we have to think about is, how is it that we learned our own language? And you know that for all of us teachers, we all know Stephen Krashen. Stephen Krashen talks about the comprehensible input, which is one of his theories, which I really, really love. And he talks about his hypothesis is language learning versus language acquisition. What would be the difference to acquire a language and to learn a language? And something which is very important is that either way, acquiring or learning a language, we must follow the same steps. So we know that when we teach a language, we understand that there are input skills, meaning that all these input skills are passive. Some experts called it passive, which I don't think that they are passive. They're more than receptive. Yes, very good, Liliana. To expose our students in real situations. That what you're saying is wise words, really. So the input skills are the receptive skills, right? So what would be the input skills that you immediately think about when you learned or acquired your first language? What would be the first thing, the first skill that you have to develop in order? Exactly, Gillian. Very good. So the first one is listening. Okay. The other input skill, which is as well receptive, what would that be? If we have listening, that would be input. What would be another skill, which is exactly reading? Okay, so those are the two speaks. And guess what, Brittany? For every single input skill, we are going to have an output skill. So for listening, we have speaking, as you're saying, and from reading, we have writing, okay? But in between these skills, for example, from listening to speaking, there is something that all these experts call the silent period, meaning that I am listening to the language. Everybody is speaking. When we are acquiring our own language, everybody talks to you in the language, in your mother tongue. And you might not be understanding everything, but you are little by little, as you start imitating the sounds, then you repeat and you repeat, you're able to speak, okay? And in this silent period, what happens is that the kids will be repeating everything that they hear. And sometimes they repeat the last part of the word. And one day they're going to start speaking, in whole sentences. But the first thing that a kid learns is the word mama, mom, mommy, right? So it's like the second word, we think that it's papa, but don't tell papi, but it's milk, right? So it's like mama leche, okay? And then one day, one final day, the kid is going to say, mama lechita. And then mommy is going to say, so you really want milk? Come here, come to the kitchen, and I'm going to give you something. So mother is going to keep on speaking and speaking and speaking, and therefore the kid listening to every single word is not going to understand every single word, but through the context and through what's happening, the kid is going to understand. So that would be the comprehend that input, right? What happens when we start speaking with our students? You know that when we are teaching little kids when they are 4 years old, and of course your coordinator says, uh, you have to speak in English all the time to your kids because otherwise they won't be. Catherine Fernandez, ¿puede hablar español? Do you want me to do this in Spanish or what? Um, or the kid, right? So the kid is going to do it in his or her own language, right? The mother tongue, right? So what happens here is that we really need to understand this to be able to imitate these steps when we are teaching a new language. And what happens with reading? It comes after being able to speak. That's why reading comes from listening to stories. And from these listening to stories, the kids are going to understand, sorry, that those little black figures, dots, or symbols are words. And when a mother is reading those little dots, or a daddy, grandpa, or any adult, they go like, so there's something in there, right? So from listening to stories, little by little, the kid is going to take the book, and then little by little, they're going to start learning little words. Like, for example, in English, it's like the cat. And where is the cat? The cat is in the mat, on the mat, and all those things, right? And but there is a process, and there is a process that we cannot, uh, rush. Okay, we have to get this readiness to for our students to be able, and of course for a person who is learning a new language, to understand, listen, understand, produce, and then start reading, and finally writing. But the writing process takes time. And the first thing that the kid has to do is, first of all, they need to hold a pencil correctly. Then there comes drawing, and then tracing, and then copying, until finally writing. So there is a lot, I mean, there are lots of steps, and there is a process that we have to fulfill in order to get our students where we want. We're talking about language learning and language acquisition. It's exactly the same. Of course, when we talk about learning a language, sometimes we have to speak about the language. So we really need to start getting to know the grammar so that we can put things together and we're able to communicate. Okay? So everything happens in a controlled production stage, which is the classroom, as some of you were saying, right? Is You were saying that when you want to expose your children to the language so that they are able to communicate, right? So in this case, what happens here is from controlled production, which happens in the classroom, then little by little, the kid is going to have a spontaneous production. And you know something? When I teach preschool kids, they do have spontaneous production. When they come to you and say, "Hola, Miss. Mira lo que traje. Traje una apple red. Okay? They don't know that in English the adjective goes before the noun. They don't care. They're saying, I know the color apple. I know the color red. I know the color, the said apple. So I can say, es una, mira, traje una apple red, right? That's spontaneous production. Is it accurate? No, but it's spontaneous, okay? So everything happens in a period of time. So what happens when we get into the classroom and we are expected to teach those kids, and after teaching those kids, parents expect that their kids speak the language, okay? Does it happen? Well, not very fast, okay? It happens because otherwise we wouldn't be even speaking in another language, right? But it's going to take time, right? So the first thing when we are planning a class or designing a class, there are two questions that we have to make, okay? The first question would be, well, what would be your first question when you're planning your class? It's like, okay, you have a book, a method, or whatever you have to teach your topic. And what's the first question that comes into your mind when you are preparing your class? When you're going to prepare your class, you're going to design your class. You're going to, look at the book that you're using or the topic that you're teaching. And there are two important questions for any English teacher. The first question is, what do I want my students to learn? It's not what topic I'm going to teach. Sometimes we say, I want my students to learn the colors. Yeah, but what is it that you want your students to learn when you teach them the colors? Uh, well, maybe I want them to describe objects. Okay, very good. So what do you need in order to make that happen, right? It's not the topic that you're going to teach, but what is it that your students are going to learn through that? And the second question is, now that I want my students to learn this, what is it that I want my students to produce? Okay. And what is it that I want my students to produce? Well, of course, in this case, if you're teaching the colors, well, you want them to describe toys, to describe things around the classroom. So there are two questions that we will have to always think about before actually getting into the classroom. Because otherwise, what we do is we say, okay, today I'm going to teach parts of the body. Okay, so you're teaching parts of the body. But what did your students learn about the parts of the body? So see, and were they able to produce it after you taught those words, right? So there is a very important bridge between learning and producing, which is the context. If we don't have a context, then what happens is that the only thing that we do is teach vocabulary words isolatedly without any context, without any purpose, okay? And then what happens with that is that the kids are going to just know lots of vocabulary words, but they won't be able to use them in a context and in a situation. And that's why I really like when some of you teachers said that it is important, you want your students to communicate and to go beyond, the words, okay? So what is it that we did in smart players? There are three important pillars. Okay, the first is like a very like the basement would be PPP. What is PPP? It's not an approach. It's not a method. You know that every time that we talk about PPP is presentation, practice, and production. So you're going to present very good, Brittany. So you present something, then you have practice, and then until finally production. And as you can see, we have the bridge there. The presentation would be with intention of what is it that we want our students to learn, then through the context, and then finally the production. Then we can use TPR, okay? What is TPR? And TPR is very important from the very little ones to the very old ones. Total physical response. That means that with movements and gestures, I'm going to, like make like an anchor to the word that I have, right? So it is important that we understand that with these two, and of course, finally, we're going to have CLT, which is the communicative language teaching. So there is a purpose of doing this. I'm sorry, Catherine. So you're saying goodbye because you're not understanding. Okay. So don't worry. This will be recorded, and one day you can put it like with Spanish translation. Okay. Thank you for coming. So in this case, we have the three. So the PPP will tell us how to organize a lesson. So that means that I am going to start with presenting, then I'm going to keep on practicing, because if I don't practice, the kids won't produce, right? Then the TPR will build comprehension and confidence to some of our kids. Because if you, and you will see little by little how is it that we can put it together, right? And with communicative language teaching, we are going to build real communication, right? So as you can see, this is, like the bridge in a way that we want our students to, sorry, from listening to speaking, and of course, from the reading to writing. Okay, so very important. The first part that we have to think about is vocabulary. Without vocabulary, we cannot do anything. So what needs to be taught when we teach vocabulary? We have to, it's not just that I'm going to teach, the parts of the body, rooms in the house, family members, or uh, actions, right? So in this case is, what is it that I need to teach when I teach vocabulary? First of all, pronunciation, okay? So they have to listen and they have to speak. And of course, for those of us who are not native speakers, the wonderful thing about the nowadays with, well, I remember that the first book that I wrote, it was Small Talk, and we have cassettes. Some of you might not even know what a cassette is, but now we have tracks, and then we have MP3s and MP4s and all those things, right? So in this case, we're going to have a native speaker saying the word correctly, and then they will be able to listen to that, and they will be able to pronounce it correctly, right? And for those of us, I mean, we're not native speakers, and it is very important for us, if we're going to teach a class, we really need to work on our pronunciation, right? Because sometimes, I mean, there are lots of words that are very difficult in English, right? And of course, as the language is not um, like transparent, like in Spanish, which is the letter sounds as it is. In English, we have silent vowels and long sounds, and so it's very important for us to understand that, right? So another thing that we need to teach is meaning. What's the meaning of every word, right? So to convey meaning, and of course, it's sometimes to convey meaning and within the context, okay? Spelling, of course, to read and write, and the relationships that we have through meaning. We have the antonyms and synonyms, and here sometimes, and this is something that I wouldn't, recommend, but sometimes translation is it's something that teachers do, right? It's not a I sometimes I really don't like people for example, here in Spain, all the teachers translate everything, so they're not able to really understand through context. So that's very important for us to remember. So when we teach vocabulary, what are the techniques to present the new vocabulary? And all of these techniques that I'm going to remind you, they're not new. It's not something that, ooh, this is really something quite new, but this is something that we have to just, like like to pay attention to every single technique that we're using and why is it that we're using. So the first technique, the typical technique, illustration. You use pictures, drawing, realia. What part of speech can we use this technique? Which is when you use posters, pictures, drawings, realias. The parts of speech that it's very easy to introduce with this technique, nouns, okay? Objects, people, places. It's very nice because you have, and nowadays, I remember the I started teaching in 1980. So imagine everything that I had to do. It's like you had to color. We had, like to put all, the cardboard paper on the wall, and then with well, there are lots of things that we did. Nowadays, you have artificial intelligence. You have Sora, and then you put an image of a girl speaking tal, image of a, and it's really nice. And then you have your flashcard immediately, right? So for that, for to teach nouns, objects, people, and places, well, we use pictures, drawings, and realia. Then we have contrast. We're going to teach contrast, right? So we have what part of speech are we teaching with this? Of course, and adjectives, right? So we teach adjectives using synonyms and antonyms. So we have small eyes, right eyes. Yes, I met you in 1990. Ophelia, I'm so happy. Thank you. Um, that you made my day, really. So imagine that when we are teaching, that you're teaching adjectives, you're going to teach, of course, synonyms and antonyms, and you're not going to tell your students, today we're going to teach synonym or antonym. Sometimes it is very good for your students and for you, but grammar, there's another technique, which is demonstration, mime, action, gestures. What part of speech are we talking about? Of course, verbs, commands, instructions. So everything that we do with this technique is, movement, okay? Then we have another one, which is through context and associated ideas. And you're not going to have a class to teach determiners, conjunctions, and prepositions, right? So this is these words are going to be taught through the context. You're not going to teach today. We're going to learn the word the, a, and through context, right? And of course, then we have another technique, which is explanation or description. We have concise definitions. We have examples. And of course, we have translation. Sometimes I will have to put it there because, the experts say that, yes. And it's when we teach concepts, okay? Sometimes some concepts are very difficult in our own language, and then we have to teach them in English. So it's important. Grammar is important, but students don't care about it. So as a teacher, we have to find different. Exactly. Thank you very much, Jesus. Yes, you are absolutely right. Uh, Kids are not going to be, paying attention to grammar. Some of our kids do because you know that there are lots of different learning preferences, right? Learning styles, and some kids are very concrete, and some kids are very abstract, and some kids they really need to know why is it that sometimes you say do and sometimes you use does, and sometimes because you're always teaching, okay, listen, he walks, she runs, and then when you make the question and say what does he do? Does he run and go like, Abe, please tell me, wait, stop. You're telling me that he, she, it uses the is, and why is it that you're. So some kids really, really ask you questions about grammar. So grammar is good, but I agree with Jesus completely that kids are not, like, it's not important for them, right? So let's play smart, okay? So breathe in and breathe out. I would really love you to say something here in the chat, but if you don't do it, don't worry. I would be very sad, but don't worry. Okay, so I want you to I want you to pretend that you are 4 years old, okay? And tell me what is it that you see? It's a speech bubble with a sun inside. What does that mean? What do you think that I want to teach with this picture? If I put it in a speech bubble, weather could be weather. Ah, very good. Could be weather. No, it's a sunny day. No. Haha, give me another one. Yes, I love it. The weather. No. Someone is thinking about the sun. No. Egg. No. Ah, it could be an egg. Could be an egg, a fried egg, but no. It's a sun within a speech bubble. Are you ready? Okay, so look, if I have this speech double, a day, Look, I look at this and say, happy day emotions. Ah, I like it. No, imagine that I have this and I say, good morning. Good, I show this and I go, good morning, kids. Good morning. Everybody repeat, good morning. So I put the speech bubble to every single kid and they say, very good, Cynthia. So it's like, good morning. Good, we can say good morning. And now what happens if I do this? We're talking about good morning. What would this be? No. Hello, very good. Hello. So I would say, hello, hello. Hi. Now, look, very good. Geraldine, look. Now would be the difference between hello and hi. Okay. Hello. Hi. Greetings. Very good. I am teaching greetings. And the only thing that I want to my students to do is just look at it. And then if I imagine that I come inside they're very visual. So I come inside the classroom and I go, uh, good morning. So imagine that I have this and I go like this. Good. Ah, you cannot see that. Ah, well, it's a speech bubble like this. Oh, you're gonna see it. Okay. Anyway, so I go with the speech bubble and I go, good morning. So every time that I say with the TPR going like, good morning, hello, hi. Okay. And what about this? I have hello, good morning, goodbye. Perfect, Sarah. So that would say goodbye. Now, why am I using these pictures? Because I want my students to just connect to the picture and being able to say. So what happens if I go like this? So I say, okay, all the girls, okay? So all the girls are going to say hello to the boys, and all the boys are going to respond, good morning. Okay, so girls, they go like this, hello, and boys, good morning. We're teaching to how to make a dialogue, a conversation. They're 4 years old. So maybe I can say, okay, with a speech bubble, I can say, okay, go ask for choose one classmate and say hello to him. And then so the kid will be with a speech bubble and go like, good morning, Anna. And the Anna would say, maybe they're going to choose from the floor because they're sitting in a circle or they're wherever you want them to be. And they're going to say like, hello. So they can say that they are actually greeting each other. So what would they say? If I say, boys, what are the boys saying? Hello. And what are the girls saying? Hi. Okay. So we're giving them a different, a different way to understand, right? And what about this one? Yes, they're trying to associate looking at it. Very good. And this is exact. So we're using lots of visuals, okay? We're using TPR because we're going with the hello and hi, and we have good morning, and then of course we go goodbye, just going like that, right? So what is it that we can do now? So after doing this with the kids, they will be able to say, what is the teacher saying? The teacher is saying, good morning. And what do the kids say all around? Good morning. These three kids that you can see, they're going to say good morning. And one of them is going to say hello, okay? So the first thing that we have to understand always is that before actually opening a book and showing them a piece of paper, then we have to act it out in the class, okay? Very good. So then let's see what happens with TPR and visuals, okay? So we have, look, what color is it? And all the kids, they do not know. Now they can be 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old. If they do not know the colors are new for them, right? So if I go like this, okay, what color is it? And they might say rojo, colorado, or whatever they say. And you go like, very good, red. Everybody repeat, red. So I want everybody in your houses, I cannot see you, but I know that you will be doing this. So everybody show me red. So what color is it? Red. Very good. Now, what color is this? Orange. What color is it? Orange. What color is it? Orange. And what color is it? And the kids are going to start, relating the movement with the color. So if I say, what color is it? And they will say, orange. What color is it? Red. Very good. And then all of them, yellow. And this one, green. And this one, blue. And this one, pink. And this one, purple, because the sound is very difficult. So we have purple, but it's purple. Very good. And then we have brown, and then we have a black. I'm teaching you this so fast. And this one would be white. Okay. So what happens if I want to start, putting this together? So I'm going to go like this. Look, what color is it? Look, it's red. What color is it? It's red. Again, it's red. What color is it? It's red. So they are listening, they're looking at you, and every time you do go like this, the kid, it doesn't matter the age, they will tell you it's, okay? Because it's like this. It's red. And little by little, imagine what is it that I can do? I can just go like this. It's a red ball. Now, write on the chat, please. Write this sentence. Ready? What did I say? It's very good. What color is this? Excellent, Carmen. It's a yellow ball. Excellent. Now, another one. Excellent. See what's happening? Very good, Andrea. Very good, Shamara. Very good, Carmen. And so I am putting all of this together so that it's easier for you to, you didn't see any word, you didn't see any letters, and the only thing that you're saying is a very hyperactive teacher doing this, okay? Very good. So after this, then what happens with our students when we show this type of exercises? When now it's time for them to just trace, not write, trace the words. We have hello, we have goodbye, we have good morning, okay? And then, of course, if let's see if we can.
Unit 1.
Can you
Track
hear?
2. A. Purple.
Good morning. Hello.
Now,
B.
children will have to point.
Pink.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
C. Black.
Oops, sorry. So, what did I do? So sorry. No. All the colors again. No, please. Okay. So that you can remember blue, pink, purple, brown, black, as if you were, like in karate, black and white. Okay. So we have this, we have
Unit 1.
And now. So as you can see, what is it that we're doing is we're going from living, experiencing the language, we're going to, little by little, put it into practice. And this is going to be a practice that the kids will be able to understand immediately, because they see the hands, and then of course they will have to just look, color, and trace. The only thing they have to do is, if it's hello, what color would letter A is going to be? What color that is that hand? The hello hand. They will have to, exactly, they will have to just color it green. And what about the sun? What color would it be? Well, yellow. And what about the goodbye hand? Exactly. So as you can see, very good. You're very good students. So what is it that's happening here? What they are starting, like I saw it, I experienced it, then I am practicing it. And then, of course, one fine day, I just look at the words. We're not going to go like, okay, look, Hello, hello. No, or just looking at it and tracing. At this moment, this is for first grade. At this moment, the kids, we really don't like our students to actually write, like spontaneously, right? So this is the first time that they're going to see this, and they will be able to write it, right? Can you repeat the funny to teach colors, please? Yeah, sure, of course. I love it because this is something that it works really fine for the kids. Okay, are you ready? Red, okay? Red. What about this one? Orange. What color is it? Orange. Now, what about this one? In Spanish, the word, the letter Y sounds very different, like Yolanda, Junque. And in English, no, you don't say jello, you say yellow. That's why I invented this yellow. These colors are invented. It's not American Sign Language. It's just inventions for the kids to remember. Yellow, okay? And what about this one? Green. And the face is important so that they go like green, okay? What about this one? Blue, pointing at the sky. Blue, blue. This one would be pink because it's very quick, okay? Pink. This one, the kids really love it, and it's like purple, but you have to do it with a smile on your face, because otherwise, nowadays that we have these crystal generations, when would you go like with purple? I mean, it has to be funny. If you don't like this, the sound, invent another one, but go like purple instead of saying purple or purple. No, it's purple, like circle, a turtle. No? Brown. What color is it? Brown. And what color is it? Black. Okay? I mean, it's like with your foot, so going like this, brown. This one, white, because it's very, like white. So those are the colors that you can use with the kids. And with the it's, that's really cool. Okay.
Unit 1.
No, we don't want that one again. So in this case, thank you. So in this case, what we're seeing is that I am experiencing, then I am practicing it, and then finally I will be producing it. Okay. So this is one of my favorites. We really need to. This is for book 2. So so as you can see, we're growing, right? So in this case, you have the vocabulary that we're going to teach in this unit, which is, of course, the parts of your city. No? So we have on the left side, we have very concrete drawings. Okay, so we have art studio, restaurant, hospital, and of course, we're going to teach where all these things are. As you can see at the top of the lesson, we have vocabulary. So that would be the way to start, like with using for you, because sometimes we have to plan so many classes that sometimes like how many words did I have to teach? So don't worry, this is done for you. So panic not. So it's the vocabulary, and from the vocabulary, then you have listening, you have reading, and then you have from reading to writing. So In this case, we have very concrete so that they know what place is that, right? But on the right side of your page, you can see the something that represents the place, right? So in this case, you have a hospital bed, and they're not going to say bed. It's like, okay, where can you find it? So they're going to go like, at the hospital or in the hospital, you know, prepositions in English. My goodness, in, at, on, it's very difficult. Then what is it? Where can you find this? In a restaurant, very good. Where can you find this? In a theater. So in this case, see, what is it that we want is like, we want our students to actually understand this, that little by little, you know, make it more meaningful, and then look at this what we have. We have the typical prepositions. So we have behind, next to, in front, between, okay? And you can do using the TPR that you want. And now look at what they have to do. They have to read, okay? So who can tell me the first sentence? Sentence A. Who's able to say the first sentence? Write all the sentences that you want. If you want, you can say C, D. Choose a sentence and write it for me. Come on, come on. You can do it. I know that you are in your keyboards. Come on, come on. Woohoo, very good. The supermarket is between the, what would that be? I'm going to show you the words first. Okay, look at the places. We have arts, very good, is between the school, and we have museum, theater, movie theater. So look. No. That's so the supermarket is between the school and the museum. Very good. The park is behind the hospital. Excellent. Very good. Excellent, Janet. Okay, what about D? It's, the tree is in front of the library. The tree is in front of it's D. The tree is in front of the library. Fíjate, that's a very good one. That's a very good one, huh? But it's the park. Excellent. So the park is in front of the bookstore. But see what's happening here. Your sentence, Alicia, is perfect. So I would say, very good. You invented a new sentence. Excellent. Well done. Because I wanted you to do it, and you did it accurately, and you did it perfectly. The movie theater is in front of the restaurant. The movie theater is in front. Yes, excellent. Super perfect. So here are the sentences that you can have, right? The movie theater is in front of the restaurant. The park is behind the hospital. The zoo is next to the bookstore. The theater is between the airport and the yeah. It was the zoo. I thought it was a park. Yeah. So as you can see, then the kids will be able to just read with lots of pictures and then experience it, and then they are able to produce it. But then our students have to grow up. Okay, so the students grow up, and then we have to keep on teaching in the same way. So in this case, it's the amusement parks, okay? Yes, very good. The kids also create new vocabulary when they do not remember. Excellent. And you know something, Alicia, what you're saying is so important, because it gives your students, you know, like the freedom to say, I know you know something different. Excellent. And instead of saying, no, this is not okay, but because look at this, it's a zoo. No, I mean, it's like, very good. Did they use the prepositions correctly? Were they happy because they did something different? Well done. Okay. Okay, so in this case, we have the amusement park, and look at the instructions at here. It says listen and read. Of course, they're going to listen to a person saying all the story, and then the second one, listen again and underline the attractions. I am not going to ask you if you understood what is it that they're doing there. It's like I'm going to focus on the vocabulary, okay? So it's like listen and underline the attractions. What attractions are they? And then afterwards, look at another technique when you do the definitions here. read the definitions and write the attractions. So the kids will have to listen to read. Of course, this is for fifth grade. Okay, it's not for the very little one. So this is fifth grade. So we have an attraction where small vehicles bump into each other, right? So as you can see, the kids will have to be like growing, and the exercises and the difficulty is going to be working with them, right, to enhance what they already know, okay, what they are actually understanding. And something that I would really like to pinpoint, and this is just for you guys in Peru, is our project portfolio, okay? Something that I really, really love is when kids are reflecting on what they're learning. And this is something teachers, please, I've been a teacher for 45 years now. And it is very important to go back to basics, okay? It's not just giving them lots of instructions, commands, and lots of information. Teach them to be reflexive. Teach them to be, to enjoy what they are actually learning, right? So in this case, we did this project portfolio so that the kids will be able to discover projects that they're going to do, but talking about their culture, okay? When we're teaching English, we're teaching the culture, the English culture, or the American culture, North American culture. But what we want when we talk about the communicative language teaching is we want our students to communicate anything that they know in the target language, which is English. So in this case, what we want our students to do is to talk about their own culture, their own reality. So in this case, this is one very nice example, and that we have the Peruvian holiday calendar, right? So you have here, as you can see here, there's what they have to do is there are many important holidays in Peru. For example, July the 28th is Peru Independence Day. What other Peruvian holidays do you know? Can you make a calendar with holidays? So here the kids are going to talk about their own country and their own culture, right? So what is it that they do? First, step by step. First, let's start with what's a holiday? What holidays do you know? When do you celebrate them? Do you like them? Do you think they're are important in your family? Because sometimes there are families that do not celebrate lots of things, right? So let's plan the do the full, and then little by little, the kids are going to start, like thinking about different things and not just the verb to be, the present simple, or this, right? Nowadays, we take this as our culture in different ways. Yeah. So here, for example, we have make the draft of your project, and little by little, something that I really love is here. Let's reflect. Okay. I follow instructions and look at the faces. We have the face like the I do, then it's like, there's something more that I have to do. And the one is like, okay, I think that I have to do a little bit more in this, right? For something, one that I really enjoyed was this. I do not know at this very moment because I had to go into internet and see how Liclia is pronounced. I'm a Spanish speaker and I don't know how to pronounce that word. I know how to pronounce Montera, Jobona, Ojotas, Pollera, but I don't know. I don't even, I really, I don't remember. So it's like, if I read like in Spanish, it's Quechua. Yeah, very difficult for me. It's so when you have the microphone on, you tell me, you have to tell me how it works, right? And as you can see, we have there are lots of things that with our own language, with a different language, we can talk about our own culture, okay? So I would really like to end this today with this quote, okay? Language is not taught, it is experienced. Every child deserves a teacher who teaches with purpose, not just with a plan, okay? It's not just that you are planning your class, but you do have a purpose for that specific plan, which is what I want you to learn today and what I want you to produce when this class finishes. Okay. So thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, any doubts, or you want material that I can share with you, you can email me, and we can have lots of nice things together, because a teacher who shares is a very good teacher. So I am a very good teacher because I love sharing. So thank you very much for your attention. It's been 53 because I have my clock here, because otherwise 53 minutes. And thank you very much because you were paying attention all the time. And this is something that I really, really, really appreciate. So should you have any questions or any doubts, please let me know. So I can see all of you, like big. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you very much. And I love look at all the hearts. I love it. Thank you I don't know how you do it, but I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh, well. Now you're talking with lots of thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Myriam, for this awesome presentation. I, well, I really liked it. I'm pretty sure that all the teachers liked it too. And well, I'd like to thank you, teachers, too, for being here today, for being part of this presentation. As Miriam, I noticed that you were uh, paying a lot of attention with the comments and all the emojis, and this is so nice for us because I really appreciate all the effort you're doing right now, like investing all this time to learn a little more about the material, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, really, teachers, you are my heroes, because you went in the morning, you work with your kids, and then you decided to be here. 61 teachers staying for a whole hour in the afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your students are very blessed because you have teachers like you. So yes, I love my students. It shows. Thank you very much.
oh,
Nice. We
I
never
love
stop
that
learning. Yeah,
phrase. Love it.
yeah.
Okay, so as you know, your presence also will be counted for a raffle that we're going to have. We're offering two English score certifications. This raffle is going to be in the next days. All this attendance you're having now is going to be considered, and we will announce the winners through our social media. So stay tuned, and you will have this information. Okay, so thank you very much to all of you for being here today. Again, thank you, Miriam. It was a very nice presentation, and I hope to see you soon.
I really hope to see you soon in person, in three
Oh, yeah.
dimension. That would be really cool. I would really like to go again to Lima. I loved
Oh,
Lima, and
will
I
be
didn't like Puno because it was
lovely.
just one day there. But yeah, but
Oh,
yeah.
no. I really hope that too. Thank you.
You will see. Okay. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much. Thank
Have a
you,
wonderful
teachers.
afternoon, everybody.
Bye.